Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, which is going to be how to adapt to your normal routine in 5 easy steps.
Welcome to Mind Food Steph, where we talk all things psychology, health and well-being.
As you know, we have been in isolation for 3 months, even maybe a bit more, and people are starting to go back to work, people are starting to see other people, and they're freaking out. This is normal because what happens is when your brain adapts to a certain routine or a certain set of circumstances, you feel comfortable, you feel prepared, you're like, okay, I can handle this. So as you probably realized, when you first went into isolation, you thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to adapt to this new normal? How am I going to find a new routine? And now that you've settled into that routine, it's all starting to change. So certain things that would have changed would have been your sleeping habits. You probably have been going to bed a little bit later because you're waking up a little bit later as well because you don't have that commute to go to the places you normally go to. Your eating has probably changed. Being at home a lot more means people have increased their alcohol intake, they've increased their emotional eating, and I guess their boredom eating as well. If you've had less to do, they've also increased their eating because they're baking more. If this is you, let me know below. So there are a couple of the changes, and one of the major changes as well is emotional regulation. So if you've experienced a difficult day or you're having trouble, if you're at work, you need to self-regulate, and you can't exactly like walk out of the office and be like, oh my God, like this person has really gotten on my nerves, give me a beer. Whereas working from home, you might have people around you where you can immediately debrief with or regulate yourself in a different way when you're at home. So learning social etiquette as well is something we're going to have to adapt to. So let's go through my 5 steps using the ADAPT strategy. So using the word adapt, I'm going to teach you in 5 steps how to adapt to returning to your new normal. Step number 1 is ask yourself, what part of returning to my life am I questioning or having doubts about? So it might be, the commute. It might be getting up early. It might be facing colleagues I haven't seen in a long time. Is it your kids? Once you figured that out, then we're going to move to D, which is discuss this with someone. A problem shared is a problem halved. And when we get it out of our brains, either onto paper or, onto someone else, they can help us see things that we don't really see and give us some really useful tips, tricks, and strategies. Then the third stands for action plan. What I want you to do is put a plan into action. So, for example, if waking up earlier is going to be a struggle for you, start to practice, start to wind your alarm back a little bit every day so you can move into waking up at the desired time. Use strategies such as putting your alarm on the other side of the room so you physically have to get up to turn it off. So start to put behavioral actions and strategies in place so you have a plan. Step number 4 is prepare for the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you can have an action plan in place. You can know exactly what's up, but you can't always prepare for what's going to come for you. So be prepared that, maybe some days you might hit your targets or hit your goals, but be prepared for days where you might have an emotional meltdown. And on that note, just be kind to yourself and be mindful. So be prepared means, accept that things aren't going to be perfect and focus on progress over perfection. And the last part of the ADAPT strategy is step 5, and this is the T, and this stands for tell yourself effective thoughts. Remember, thoughts control how you feel, and what we think about, we bring about, and what we tell ourselves controls how we feel, and then that is going to influence everything else around you. So if you're going into work and you're concerned about a meeting or you're worried about something, tell yourself, I can handle this. I am equipped for this. You need to act as though you are the person you want to become, and part of becoming the person who you idolize yourself to be is about acting like that person in that moment. So tell yourself the things you want to believe. Tell yourself the things you want to hear. Tell yourself the things you want to become. This might seem silly at first, and it does take practice. Remember, your brain is designed to survive, not to thrive. So it's always going to be looking out for danger, for worst case scenarios. So you need to pick yourself up, not beat yourself up, and tell yourself the things you want to happen and the things you want to occur. That is my life in 5. Hope you found this useful. And remember, returning to work isn't going to be easy. Returning to your normal routine is going to have its challenges, but it's all about taking it a day at a time, an hour at a time, even a minute at a time. And in each of those minutes, in each of those hours, in each of those days, choosing choices that are the most effective for you. Life is not about being positive all the time. That's BS. Life is about being effective. And I'm here to be effective with you. I read all your comments and I would love to get engaged in the conversation. So let's keep it going, guys. Let me know below how you're feeling right now after this period of isolation and what you're going to do to get back on that routine bandwagon.